His complaints had no merit. And you guys, he had the best leadership. Judas had the best pastor, the best leader, the best teacher, the wisest best friend. And yet his heart never changed.
Yep.
You guys, we can have the best of the best. You can have the best boss in all the world and you can still have a rotten attitude. And complain about everything. It is not them, it's you.
Yep.
I said this on Wednesday. When you hear a word, you need to be able to hear that word for yourself, not think about, oh, so-and-so needed this, and so-and-so needs to hear this, because they need corrected in that area. Listen to a word and take it in for yourself.
Ouch. Yep.
Because God's trying to deal with us first. We often do that, and wives, I know, we do this with our husbands. Well, that's a good word. My husband needs to hear that. No, that's a good word. You need to hear it. You need to take it in and apply it to your life.
Yep.
God will deal with your husband when you get out of the way.
Ooh. Yeah.
Those are words that God spoke directly at me standing in my kitchen. And when I got out of the way, he did. Because I got out of the way. Same thing with my kids. There are times God said, you're not their God, now back off. Oh, you're right. I'm just going to pray for them and you're going to deal with them. You know, even with children, this is tough. It's tough as a parent, you guys, to let your children have the consequences of their own behavior. To not feel like, oh, it's my fault, I did something wrong. Listen, they chose it. They chose this. And in the end, they have to deal with it. That's hard. That is hard. Because we so often try and take such control of things. You can only deal with one thing. Point your finger right at yourself. Me. Myself. That's who I have to deal with. My attitude. The Hebrews, God had actually shown miracles to the Hebrews. Sometimes our complaint is, well, you know, I would know God is real and I wouldn't buck him so much if I knew he did something big. Are you kidding me? The Hebrews walked through the wilderness, had a cloud by day to shade them, a fire by night to keep them warm, and they still couldn't believe him. They'd watched so many miracles happen, and they still had manna coming from the heavens every day to feed them.
Yep.
When's the last time God fed you from the sky? They still could not follow him and obey him simply. They kept using that same old argument. Well, if you just left us back in Egypt, you'd be dead. I wonder sometimes if God just went, I'm trying to keep you alive, but you won't quit. You know, it's like a kid, Mom, why do we have to eat this? Because I'm trying to keep you alive. Just stop, you know. But we really buck authority, and we buck someone else being sovereign because we want to rule our life. This is the humanism of our culture, you guys. I am in charge of my life and no one else. Yes, you are. But when the consequences come at the end of the age, you will stand alone. And no one else is to blame for what you did choose. Because we have a culture that just demands, I get to choose for me. You guys, God set up kingdoms and authority. He set them up. And if we buck all of that, we refuse to come under authority, especially his authority, what we sow is what we reap. Straight up. If you go to work and buck on your boss all the time and treat him like dirt, honey, you're going to lose your job. That's a natural consequence of your behavior. Well, they shouldn't be able to do that. They just can't handle me. No, you need an attitude adjustment. And I've seen people like that. And then you wonder, how in the world are they going to survive in this life? That's just the point. They almost don't. They're barely making it through, and mostly because people just feel sorry for them and have pity. That's dangerous too. Don't have pity on someone in their attitude. That's not healthy either. They've got to learn somehow. You know, Moses prayed for the people and he interceded for them, and God had mercy on them. They didn't get better. They just kept getting bitter. Sometimes we think, well, God have mercy on us. I'd rather have God teach me than have mercy on me. Because mercy will a lot of times in my human nature, I will just end up in the same situation over and over. Teach me wisdom, so then your mercy is already flowing in me, and I'm not begging for it every time. Help me to make good, healthy decisions and godly decisions, so I don't end up begging for mercy. Why wouldn't that be our prayer?
It's good.
Instead of making the same bad decisions over and over and over and asking for mercy. I'd rather make the right decision the first time. Have some wisdom.